Hello, this is Mary Bush from Stampin' in the Sand. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be assembling our fourth and final card in my Bohemian Crazy About You card class to go. This class was centered on the Crazy About You stamp set, the Hello You Thinlits dies, and the Bohemian designer paper from Stampin' Up!, all of which can be found in our 2015-2016 annual catalog. If you have purchased my card class to go, you will need to choose your Rich Raspberry cardstock packet. You will begin by finding your Rich Raspberry ribbon. This is our new Rich Raspberry cotton ribbon from Stampin' Up! It's 1/4 of an inch wide. It's really nice ribbon and it matches our cardstock perfectly. So you will find that you have 2 lengths of that. You will have your 8.5 by 5.5 inch cardstock for the base of your card that you will need to score at 4 1/4. That will form your card base. You also will have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of very vanilla cardstock. I have already embossed that for you, and it's embossed 2 1/4 inches up from the bottom of the piece of cardstock. Next, you will find a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece of very vanilla. This is for stamping and punching your flower. And a 2 by 3 3/4 inch piece of very vanilla, and on that piece you're going to be stamping your leaf image from your Crazy About You stamp set twice, and we'll discuss more about that as we progress with the video. Okay, so to get started, we're going to stamp our flower. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. I love the cushioning it provides underneath the photopolymer stamp sets. I'm going to bring in my Rich Raspberry ink pad. Open that up, and I have my flower already mounted on my clear mount block. As in prior videos, we're going to stamp our flower image with the largest petals going corner to corner. If you've been following my videos or if you've purchased my class, you will know that the reason for this is that it allows us to punch out our flower a little more easily, and we can come in and snip off a corner, discard that, and then when we bring in our punch, it will fit very nicely into the punch and give us plenty of wiggle room to line it up precisely, center it, and punch it out. So there's our flower. We're now done with our punch and we can put it away. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to bring in our Hello Honey ink. And we are going to unmount our flower from the block, bring in our stamp set, and at this time you will need to take out your stem and leaf image and put that on your block. A little ink on my fingers. I want to make sure I don't transfer that. Then you're going to bring in your strip of very vanilla, ink up your leaf and stem, and stamp that. Then you rotate. There's a little something on there. Rotate, ink it up, stamp again. And there you go. Okay, so we're done with that ink pad and we can put that away. Okay, so the next thing that you will do at home is you are going to bring in your paper snips and fussy cut your leaves out like so. So I have trimmed this one as one piece. I trimmed this one as one piece, and then I snipped it off right above this leaf. So now we're ready to assemble our card. Now on this card, you'll notice that I stamped out the just saying hello. But the great thing about this stamp set, the Crazy About You, is look at all these different words and sentiments that you have in this set. It's just amazing. You can pretty much wish anybody any kind of day or thank them for anything with this stamp set. So, today I have decided that I am going to stamp Happy Birthday on this card. I already have a just saying hello, so I'm going to mix it up. During the summer, I need a lot of birthday cards. So I'm going to ink up my Happy Birthday so that I can stamp it. And I'm going to stamp this on my card front. And you'll have to excuse me, I need to stand up to do this. I am a stand-up stamper. These videos have really challenged me, because it's harder to stand up without getting something like the top of your head underneath the camera. Oh, so that's not bad. So there's my Happy Birthday. One thing I just noticed is I removed my Stampin' Pierce mat. I don't know why, I got ahead of myself. And it's not as clean and crisp of an image as I would prefer. I do think that you get a much cleaner and crisper and well-inked image with these photopolymer stamps if you use your Stampin' Pierce mat. But it's perfectly fine. It doesn't look horrible, so we're just going to continue with it as it is. So now I have my sentiment, I have my leaves, I have my flower, I have my ribbon, and I'm all ready to assemble. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my ribbon, and I'm going to tie a simple knot, and I want that to be right where the edge of the embossing meets the plain cardstock. And I also want it over to the left underneath my Happy Birthday greeting. So let's see if I can tie a knot with everyone watching. Okay, not the best knot, but I apparently really need to practice more on tying my knots in front of the camera. I seem to do a much better job when it's just me in my room by myself and I don't feel like I have a lot of people watching. Okay. But that's not bad. You know, I'm sure some of you are saying that that's perfectly acceptable. I, for one, now I'm thinking I like it the other way. So I'm gonna flip it. Okay. Okay, I like that better. What about you? I think I like that better. Okay. So next, I'm going to put this onto my card front. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Dimensionals and put those on the back of my panel. Excuse me, I'm getting a frog. I'll remove all these. Okay, so now I can assemble this onto the front of my card. And hope it's relatively straight. I'm going to stand up again. Okay, so next I'm going to assemble my flower with my leaves. So I'll take my whole piece, and as you can see on my sample, my whole piece came down fairly low, and one of the leaves stayed underneath. So flip that over. But you can assemble your leaves any way you wish. Just because I'm showing them a certain way doesn't mean that you have to do that. And actually the way that I assembled them was pretty much based upon wanting to surround some of the sentiment and cover up some of this open area down here. So the way that I apply these leaves to this card may even be slightly different than the way that I did in that sample, simply because I went to a happy birthday, which is a little bit smaller area than the just saying hello. So maybe take this one and put it up there. Okay. So now we can take off the backing of our dimensionals, and we can adjust this accordingly. I don't know, what do you think? Right about there? Okay, lift this up. I think maybe I'll tuck that underneath. And then, now if I had been a smart cookie, I probably would have had this come down a little bit more. However, I didn't. And to pull it apart now would probably ruin the whole project. But what I could do is come and cut out another little thing of leaves and put it in here. But all in all, I don't think this looks too bad. So there you have it. There is our fourth and final card in our Bohemian Crazy About You card class to go. As I've been saying throughout my series of videos, you can choose to embellish the center of your flower or leave it plain. I think it looks beautiful either way. You'll notice here on this sample, I used some old retired 1/4-inch grosgrain ribbon that I had used for my sample prior to receiving my cotton ribbon in my latest order. And then on the center of this flower, I had added a rhinestone. You could also add a pearl, or you could add some dazzling diamonds or dazzling details. However you wish to embellish the front of your card, if you wish to give it a little more bling. So I hope you have enjoyed our Bohemian Crazy About You card series. For order information and full details, you can visit my blog. The direct link is posted in the description of this video below. And happy stamping! I hope to stamp with you again soon. Have a great day. Bye!